Hi, my name's Leanne Church and I'm here today to show you how easy it is to make what we call a Taoru stitch or a Taoru stitch for holding down the fibres of for your embroidery. So it's going to hold down a base so that you can then put your embroidery on top, and after laundering you won't have those little pokey bits sticking up through your embroidery. So here we are in PEDesign 11, and first of all I'm going to create some text. So let's just type in some text to start with and push the enter key on the keyboard. Let's just make that a little bit bigger by holding down and dragging to get our letters. Now what we're going to do is to go into the home screen here on the tab at the top, and we're going to click on background fill. So in the background fill here we have lots of different options here, but we're going to select the echo fill. So we're going to now click in the area that we want to fill. We're then going to click next, and you'll see here that it's echoed around the area of the design. Now over here we have echo clipped or echo. So we're going to select echo for this purpose, and then we're going to go to offset, will be 10 millimeters at this stage. We're going to then click OK. And you'll see here we've got a whole lot of different outlines or borders around our lettering. So let's just click off by clicking the right mouse so that nothing is highlighted over here in our sewing order. And what we want to do is we want to just to have this particular outline or shadowed outline here that we're going to work with. So we need to delete all these extra pieces that we don't need. So if you just double click on the first one here in the sewing order, you'll now get your boxes that are active around this piece here. Hold the control key on your keyboard and then select the other pieces that you don't need. And then we're going to go up to the home tab and we're going to select delete. So we're now left with just a running stitch line around the edge here. So now we're going to click on that outline edge there, and we're going to click on shapes. Now we have a running stitch at the moment, but we have no sew in the region area here. So we're going to fill that with a fill pattern, which is more open than we normally would, because we don't want it to be heavy underneath. We just want it to hold down the fibres of the towel. So we have a couple of options here. We could use the net fill stitch, which is one I really like. And while that's highlighted here, you can go over here to the sewing attributes in the tab here, in the window here, and you could actually change this to a different sort of fill. So these are generally used like as a cross stitch or a fill type pattern, but we're going to actually use this as a base for our embroidery. So you can also change some of the attributes in here as well. Up to you. You could change the angles if you wish, and play around with those until you get what you want to have a look at or what you're really happy with. You can then go back and also change it to, say, a fill pattern. Now generally you wouldn't want a really heavy fill pattern in this instance, so you might want to change that around if you wanted to. So by changing the density, what we could do here is to change the density to a lower number, and you'll see here that the density now opens up. So over here I'm going to just now click over in the sewing order into the filled area, and you'll see here that we have actually got the underlay stitching ticked. Now because we're just using an open fill, we don't want any underlay in this, so we're going to untick that, and you'll see now how it takes out that underlay, and you now just have a open fill pattern here. Now you'll see here that it has some what we call travel stitches here in the design. We can change those if we wanted to, so I would have it starting here and ending over here, because it's going to stitch down and across like this, and it will end here. So if we go up here to our select and select the entry and exit points of this particular design or this particular region, we then hold down the left mouse key and we can actually move those in and out positions, or those exit and entry points, to different ends of the design, and it will change them. Now over here if we have a look, we just want the region area, we don't actually want the line as well. If we select both, then we're going to have both happening here. So we'll just change all that there. And you can see now how it's taken those travel stitches out by eliminating that extra run underneath. If we click on the run stitch here, it ends over here because the L2 is the exit. We could actually change the L1 and the L2 to be in the same position so that it actually will now travel around the edge and finish and start at the same point. So that's basically how I've created what we call the Taoru stitch, which is Japanese for Tao. And I hope you have a go of it and have some fun with PEDesign 11.